right, today we are going to look at scatter plots and patterns. So we have predicted the Super Bowl, and now we're going to continue on with our data analysis to make predictions, but we are going to look for relationships between things that we think may have something to do with the other. So we're going to start this with, does a player's height impact their scoring ability? So our question is if they score more points or less points depending on their height. So first thing to understand is what our input is and output is. So input is what we are going to change, and in this case we're going to look at different heights of people. So this is input, which we sometimes call x, and then our output is what we think will change based on our heights, and for us that's scoring ability or points per game. So output is what we think is going to be affected, and input is what we think is causing the effect. So cause, effect. Cause is input, effect is output. Now I have the axes done for this one for you so that you can kind of get a sense for how to do this. But we did this in our first workshop with stained glass, that inputs are always on the horizontal axis and outputs are always on the vertical axis. In this case, it'll be points per game. And these are always going to be outputs, which I could put there. One thing that I have not taught you guys, and I'm not sure if you've seen this before, our heights would not make sense to go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Height doesn't work like that. So we need to show there's a break in the graph because we don't really want to list the numbers from 0 through 72, but we do want even consistent numbers between 72 and our maximum height of 86. So we put a kind of almost like a heartbeat line or a break in the graph to show we want to jump from a place to another. So we're doing that on both the x and y axis. We're jumping from 0 up to a distance that is not evenly spaced. All right, let's plot these points so we can see if there is a relationship between a player's height and their scoring. So we want to graph each one using the input first and output second. And output is y, input is x. So we're going to go to 72 and go up to 15. That's our first point. Then 75 up 18, so 75. And then 18 is going to be here. And we're just going to repeat this for each set of points. 77 to 20, 77, 19, 20, 80, 25. And just take your time with this. 82, 28. And then we have 84, 30. Oh, I didn't really leave myself enough space. I think I'll add a few more. 27, 29, 30, 31. Okay, there. I just added a few more to make sure I got the highest point. Where was I? 84. I should keep track. 84, 30, I think is where I am now. 84, 30, and then 86, 29. Drops a tiny bit down. Okay, so now that we can get a visual for these values, these different heights and points per game scored by each player, what do you think the relationship is? We want to use words like positive, negative, or no relationship. That's what we're looking for. So, and we always look from left to right. So just like how we read, we look at the graph from left to right, and we're deciding if it's positive going up, negative going down, or if it doesn't really look like there is any relationship. This one, I think we can agree that there looks like a positive relationship. So we can write something like, as a player's height increases, their points per game also increase. Okay, and that's what you're going to do for the next 3 graphs.